drink like me, you
Join the Country Club today. The first month is free. You'll have access to badges, one-of-a-kind emojis to display your... Join the Country Club today. The first month is free. You'll have access to badges, one-of-a-kind emojis to display your Braves pride. Join the Country Club today. The first month is free. You'll have access to badges, one-of-a-kind emojis to display your Braves pride throughout the ball game. You'll also get instant access to our video drops. Members-only chat, wallpapers, and more is on the way. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpire!" shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With the smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go, and now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Lineup for yesterday by Ogden Ash. A is for Alex, the great Alexander. More goose eggs he pitched than a popular gander. B is for Bresnahan, back of the plate. The Cubs were his love and McGraw his hate. C is for Cobb, who grew spikes not corn, and made all the basemen wish they weren't born. D is for Dean, the grammatical diz. When they asked who's the tops, said correctly I is. E is for Evers, his jaw in advance, never afraid to tinker with chance. F is for Fordham, and Frankie and Fish. I wish he were back with the Giants, I wish. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium, his record pure gold, his courage pure radium. H is for Hornsby, when pitching to Raj. The pitcher would pitch, then the pitcher would dodge. I is for me, not a hard-hitting man, but an outstanding all-time, incurable fan. J is for Johnson, the big train in his prime, was so fast he could throw 3 strikes at a time. K is for Keeler, as fresh as green paint, the fastest and mostest to hit where they ain't. L is for LaHoy, whom Clevelanders love, Napoleon himself with glue in his glove. M is for Matty, who carried a charm in the form of an extra brain in his arm. N is for Newsom, Bobo's favorite Ken. You ask how he's here, he talked himself in. O is for Ott, of the restless right foot. When he leaned on the pellet stay put. P is for Plank, the arm of the A's. When he tangled with Matty, games lasted for days. Q is for Don Quixote, Cornelius Mack. Neither Yankees nor years can halt his attack. R is for Ruth, to tell you the truth. There's no more to be said, just R is for Ruth. S is for Speaker, swift center field tender. When the ball saw him coming, it yelled, I surrender. T is for Terry, the giant from Memphis, whose 400 average you can't overemphasize. U would be Ubel if Carl wore a Cockney, but we say Hubble in baseball like football in Rockney. V is for Vance, the Dodgers' very own Dazzy. None of his rivals could throw as fast as he. W, Wagner, the bow-legged beauty, short, closed to all traffic with Honus on duty. X is the first of 2 X's in Fox, who was right behind Ruth with his powerful socks. Y is for Young, the magnificent Cy. People battled against him, but I never knew why. Z is for Zenith, the summit of fame. These men are up there. These men are the game. Lineup for yesterday, Ogden Ash, January 1949, Sport Magazine. Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavine. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly. And his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts. A plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitcher's lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young. The game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Ramalama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024.
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves country, coming to you live. We're getting ready for pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. And I'm putting this on the screen first so you can see the lineup first before I put my ugly mug on the camera and we get rolling here on a Tuesday night in April as your Atlanta Braves bounce. Look, we bounced back last night. Man, someone's got to beat the Phillies. They've won 7 in a row. They're already 1-0 up on Cincinnati. Wake up, Reds. Good Lord. But the Atlanta Braves will try to keep pace and stay one game in front of Philly, win, lose, or draw, whatever they do in Cincinnati. And you see on the lineup card there that you got Max Fried on the bump tonight. They flip-flopped it. It was originally supposed to be Ronaldo Lopez, and they decided to give Lopez one more day of rest. And as we switch the screen here and I thought my camera was on. I do apologize. So essentially what they're doing, look, they're telling you, okay, first of all, can we talk about the fact that, think about this big picture. If you're not planning on or thinking that you're going to have a chance to sign Max Fried in the offseason, are you really worried about his usage? I don't think you are. So they give Ronaldo Lopez one more day of rest and he will pitch tomorrow. And that's the way they're planning on that. And from my understanding, you're going to see more and more of this. We talked about this briefly yesterday, but basically, if you've got Ronaldo Lopez in fantasy baseball, for anyone who plays that, I can just tell you right now, I would sell high. And the main reason why I would sell high is because Ronaldo Lopez is never going to pitch more than once a week. He's just not. And he's putting up great numbers. And for somebody who's not paying attention to him, sell high. Because they're eventually going to move this guy to the bullpen. That's the game plan. And I know that sounds just dumbfounding, but right now that's the big time game plan. They don't expect him to continue to put up these just ridiculous numbers. Hopefully he does. Hell, hopefully he goes out and wins the Cy Young. But he might have to do it off of 25 starts at the most, somewhere between, I think what they're angling for is somewhere between 22 to 25 starts. And that's if he pitches the entire season in the rotation. But tonight we got Max Fried, and we got to get him back on track. Max Fried, coming into tonight, the one thing that we do know about Max Fried, he pitched really well against the Marlins. So I expect him to pitch well again. I really do. I don't think that he's going to struggle against the Marlins. He normally pitches really, really well against the Marlins. And he's at home. And we're going up against Trevor Rogers, who we've had success with. And the bullpen's pretty well rested. We've got tonight's game, we got tomorrow night's game, then we have another off day, which means, considering the fact that we haven't, man, knock on wood, right? Knock on wood. We have not had a starter blown up in quite a while. And we've been able to actually coast to a couple of wins where you're not putting the back of your bullpen in. Now, we used Mentor last night. We used Rossi last night. We know that. And we'll see who's available tonight. Basically, they never tip their hand, and why would you? You're not going to let the opposing team know. But Rossi's probably available tonight. Mentor's probably available tonight. But if you use them tonight, if you use them both tonight, realize let's let's say you win the game tonight. Let's just say it's a lower scoring game and you need to bring those guys in. Then they're probably not available for a third straight night, even with the day off. Not in today's baseball. In April, they don't put guys out there. They'll run back to backs, but then the idea would be, all right, then you're done. And they would probably prefer to run these guys out back to back nights and then give them 2 full days off going into the weekend. So they should be available, but obviously if it turns into some kind of a blowout one way or the other, then you're going to rest them for Wednesday's game. But let's focus on tonight's game. Braves come in a pretty heavy favor. I think it's minus 270 on the money line now. And so you're talking about, for folks who don't follow the gambling thing, the gist of it is you would have to put $270 down to win 100. And if you think to yourself, well, that's nuts, that's how big of a favorite they are tonight. So the Braves should win. Conversely, last night we went in minus 210 on the money line. And the over-under tonight's 8.5, so they're expecting a fairly high-scoring game. That mainly is because even though we know who Max Fried is, that 7.71 ERA, that's daunting. That's very daunting. See if we get any comments or questions in the chat. If anyone's got anything that they want to ask about, fire away, or comment about, fire away. Let me see here. Please, everybody, hit that like button, and please subscribe today. And folks who haven't become country club members, we'd love to have you jump on board, be a country club member today. Helps the channel, helps us bring you more. The Mets did lose last night, so we gained some ground there. We are currently sitting 1 game in front of Philly, 3.5 in front of New York, 5 in front of Washington, and I believe it's 10 in front of Miami. I wrote down the wrong number. I don't know what the hell I wrote down, but I'm like, I always have a card over here that's got the lineup card. I don't know what I wrote down for Miami. Excuse me. I can't make it out on the sheet, but I believe it's 10. So the thing about Trevor Rogers tonight, if you're not familiar with him, he throws a lot of pitches, but he mainly leans on his 4-seam fastball. He goes back and forth between that, a changeup, and you'll see those 2 pitches along with the sinker predominantly. And then when he gets ahead or gets in trouble, he likes to wipe you out with his slider, especially to left-handers, but the slider will dive in on right-handers. Those are his 4 main pitches. He's got a couple others in arsenal that he very, very rarely uses, and he tops out at around 93 miles an hour. His changeup, according to Fangraphs, is let me see, he's coming in the changeup around 86. So, and the slider around that same, about 82. So essentially, there's about a 10-mile-an-hour difference from his fastest to his slowest. So that's pretty common. Conversely, Max Fried will top out around 95. He actually hit 96 last start one time, but he'll top out around 94, 95. He's normally steady right there at 93, 94. When he's just humming and just, not going a little extra, he's normally coming in around 94, 95. And then his curveball that he loves to lean on, that is a 20-mile-an-hour difference at 74. And then he's got the sinker. That's really just, his sinker is really more of a 2-seamer, and it changes the shape. If you're sitting at a right-handed batter with the lefty, it's going to dive away as opposed to the 4-seam right up and in. And then he will see a sweeper every great once in a while. He throws us a change, and he also likes to throw a slider. He doesn't throw the slider as much as he used to. And it's a little dumbfounding because it was a pretty good pitch for him. But for whatever reason, he's gotten away from the slider. He's gone more fastball curve, has been his 2 dominant pitches. And like I said, he'll mix in the sink and the sweeper. The sweep has become something that he's thrown more of. And it's basically, his typical curve is 12 to 6. His sweeper comes in at about 2 to 8. See if we got anyone in here in the chat. I'm going with So we got another left-hander on the mound, pick to click. I'm going to go back to the well and give me Marcell Ozuna. Hell, it's been what, 48 hours. I think he's due for another home run. And the score tonight, I'm going to go with the Braves to get to Trevor Rogers. We had a low-scoring affair tomorrow night. Last night, and we only scored 4 on Sunday, and one of them came off that one swing. You don't normally keep this offense down consecutive nights like that. So I'm going to go with the higher scoring game for the Braves. I hope we get a great start out of Max, and then we can deploy some of our other pitchers we haven't been able to use because of the closeness of the ball games. So give me the Braves to hang 8 on the board. What do they call that? The snowman? Give me the snowman 8, and the Braves will win this one 8-3. We'll win. We'll hit the money line. We'll hit the run line, and we'll hit the over. I just got a feeling that it's going to be a little higher scoring game than what we did last night. That one last night actually was a nice change of scenery because that was one of our quickest games that we've done all year. I was commenting to my wife after the game. I was like, man. And it was nice because I'm pretty sure I mentioned it a couple of times, but I have to be up about 4:30, 4:45 on Mondays and Tuesdays. And so you can imagine that Monday night game going into Tuesday. It's the brutal one. Because even when you get done, there's still a wind down. And I got done. I was like, man, the game actually got done pretty quickly. And I got to sleep fairly early. Not what your doctor tells you, that you ought to be sleeping, but I got to bed fairly early. So it was a nice change of pace because they do all this stuff about the pitch clock, and I haven't seen the quick games like we saw last year. And I know last year, I believe we had the same thing. April, you got a lot of pitching changes. Pitchers don't go deep, et cetera, et cetera. By the way, Cincinnati just tied it up with Philadelphia, and they've got runners on second and third, 2 outs, and Ellie De La Cruz, who, by the way, I'm seeing a lot of people give a lot of hate towards Ellie De La Cruz, and I really feel like this is coming from a fantasy perspective and the betting perspective. Kid's still batting .293, and he's a baby. I'd take him in a heartbeat. I mean, I know Reds fans are complaining about it. We got a brand new Reds Country Radio coming your way on Saturday. We're going to sit down and talk about that. The Red Sox one is coming on Thursday. And also on Thursday, if you haven't pay attention to the upcoming shows, we are going to put the chat up for the NFL draft. I had some folks that asked about it, and I said, hell, why not? I'm going to be here in studio working on stuff and watching the draft. I'll go ahead and put the chat up. I'm going to try to find the best site to do that for, so it keeps you up to date on everything, and we can all root for our. It's funny, we're all Braves fans, but we all have different NFL teams, and so we'll put the draft up on Thursday night. The other night, main night, Friday night, we can't do it because you can't have it running 2 at one time on the same channel. So obviously Braves baseball takes the precedent. But if we get a good enough response on Thursday night, we may put it up the day 3 during the afternoon on Saturday. Depends on how long that goes on. But anyways, I'm going to go Braves 8, Marlins 3. And once again, my pick to click's going to be Ozuna. I mean, this guy's hitting 325, 9 home runs. You know what's funny nationally? No one's really talking about this guy. If Shohei Ohtani was doing that right now, my God, there'd be a tongue bath from Los Angeles to New York. Marcell Ozuna is playing out of his mind. He keeps his pace up. I don't care what anybody says. If he keeps his pace up, Marcell Ozuna will be in the conversation for MVP. Now, he's going to have to put up huge numbers because you can't put up average numbers as a designated hitter. You got nothing else to lean on. But if he puts up huge numbers, I mean, you look at it right now, he's on pace to hit over 60. I know we're way in front of that, but if he keeps up this pace at all, we're talking about the 2024 MVP batting fifth in this order. And eventually, Riley's going to wake the hell up. It's time for him to get an extra base hit tonight. And Olsen, I don't expect him to do it against a lefty, but you'd like to see him start getting – he's hitting some balls hard that just aren't falling. All right, we're going to step away real quick, give you lineups. First pitch is coming your way. Pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. We'll do roll call when we come back. Keep it locked in here, Braves country, as Braves, Marlins. Let's get that second dub and win the series already.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it. The fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing, Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Breen. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
there's a bigger thing going on right now. I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to Fuss. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball!
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, where we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing second base for the Miami Marlins is Luis Arias. He's batting .276 with 3 RBI. Brian De La Cruz batting second and playing left field with 5 home runs, 14 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .273. Josh Bell batting third, the designated hitter, has 3 home runs, 9 RBI, batting .193. Avisail Garcia is in right field with a .244 average, 2 home runs, 2 RBI. Jazz Chisholm, center field, batting fifth with 2 home runs, 11 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .256. Tim Anderson is batting sixth and playing short, 4 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .250. Rivera is batting seventh and playing first base with 2 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .225. Third base tonight for the Miami Marlins, it's Otto Lopez. Lopez is batting .200 on the season, 2 for 10, no RBI, no home runs. And back behind home plate and batting ninth, it's Nick Fortes. He's 5 for 43 on the year, 1 RBI. On the mound for the Miami Marlins, it's Trevor Rogers. He's 0-2 with a 3.92 ERA, a 1.55 whip, 20 2/3 innings pitched, 24 hits allowed, 20 strikeouts, 8 walks, no home runs given up. He'll be going head-to-head with Max Fried. Thunderdome comes in 1-0 with a 7.71 ERA, a 1.96 whip, 16 1/3 innings pitched, 23 hits allowed, 12 strikeouts, 9 walks, and 2 home runs given up. Backing up Max in the bottom of the first inning and playing right field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Ronald Acuna Jr. 1 home run, 6 RBI, 10 stolen bases, batting .293. Batting second, playing short, Orlando Arcia. 1 home run, 8 RBI, a .338 average. Batting third, playing third, Austin Riley has a .250 average, 2 home runs, 13 RBI. Matt Olson batting fourth and playing first. with 3 home runs, 13 RBI, batting .222. Marcell Ozuna is your designated hitter. He's got a .325 average, 9 home runs, 27 RBI. Back behind home plate, it's Travis d'Arnaud, 5 home runs, 14 RBI, batting .273. And Adam Duvall is in left field and batting 7th. He has 1 home run, 6 RBI, a .182 average. And patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. The Hawk has 3 home runs, 10 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .307. And David Fletcher is batting 9th and playing 2nd. He's 1 for 6 on the year with an RBI. Calling balls and strikes back behind home plate, it's Rob Drake. First base umpire Jonathan Parra. Second base will be manned by John Lipka. And down the third base line, it's James Hoy. Atlanta Braves come in 15-6 on the year, 7-3 at home. Marlins are 6-18 and 4-7 on the road. Atlanta is -270 on the money line. The over-under is 8.5. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves Marlins Game 2 of a 3-game set. Atlanta has a chance to win this series tonight and possibly go for that sweep tomorrow. Get your chop arms warmed up, Country Club, and get your game face on, Braves Country. Let's squish some fish. Good evening, Braves Country.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Time for a roll call. Good evening to Country Club members. We got Goat. We've got David Thomas. We've got David S. We've got Nathaniel. And good evening to Braves Country. Mark, Daniel, John, Kal-El, Jesse, Jeremy, Ed Spry, Willis, Travis, Jason, and D. Good evening to everyone. Hey, there's Robert. Good evening, Robert. Another Country Club member. Atlanta Braves are going to be wearing their home whites with the Braves across the chest in red, Tomahawk in red and yellow, outlined in gold, outlined in navy ball caps, red bill, and a white A across the top. The Marlins are wearing their road grays, and we will be back in a flash and get set for Braves Country Baseball. Max Fried night. Let's get him back right and get him rocking like he did against the Marlins the first time he saw him. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play-by-Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Join the Country Club today. The first month is free. You'll have access to badges, one-of-a-kind emojis to display your Braves pride throughout the ball game. You'll also get instant access to our video drops. members only chat, wallpapers, and more is on the way. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the country club today. Let's get it, Braves Country. Max Fried is on the mound and ready to roll, and it is baseball time in Braves Country. Yes, sir. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike to Luis Arias. It's 0-1. The 0-1 lefty-lefty matchup. Pitch on the way. Swung on. Chopper over to short. Arcia's got it. Flips it over to first, and it's a 6-3 putout. One down. 2 pitches, 1 out for Max Fried. You'd love to see him get a really quick first inning. That's going to bring up Brian De La Cruz from the right side of the plate. First pitch to De La Cruz is a fastball right there, top of the zone, top shelf, outer corner. It's 0-1. Good evening, Marguerite. Or Marguerite. I think I mispronounced that. Marguerite, I think is how it goes. The 0-1 swing and a miss over the top. It's 0-2. Good changeup. He'll mix that changeup in from time to time. See if he goes to the bender here. The 0-2 set up outside. Changeup, set him outside wide, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. I do remember the last time that we faced the Marlins, De La Cruz smoked a curveball foul. So we'll see what he does here. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a fastball up in there on the hands, right in his kitchen, 2 away. So they start him off with the hard stuff, a little bit of change, and Max, 2 up, 2 down. Let's go, Max Fried. That'll bring Josh Bell, dangerous right-handed bat. He takes the first pitch, 93 miles an hour, up and in. It's 0-1. Get that screen set up now. It always takes a second for them to very beginning of the game. The 1-0 pitch, lefty-righty, kicks and fires, swing and a miss. 94, letter high. It's 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Fried comes set. Travis inside the pitch. Swung on and sawed off foul down over the first base side. Plenty foul. It's 1-2. Braves nothing, Marlins nothing. If you're just joining us, top of the first inning, 2 outs, nobody on. The 1-2 from Max. 95. Tried to get him to swing over the top inside. Evens up the count, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. The southpaw kicks and fires, swung on, grounded over towards third. Riley's got it, fires it over to first, and it's a 5-3 putout to end the inning. Max ended him off with the curveball, the first one he threw all inning. We'll be back in a flash. Braves grab the bats here on Braves Country Baseball.
If you hate America so much and you don't like this country that gave you $1 billion, leave it or come deal with me. You go to China, go to these sweatshops that you employ all these laborers and use these women and pay them pennies on the dollar to make your millions. You, LeDrom James, you're a coward, you're a spineless coward, and you're a
You mean the lowlife, asswipe, egg sucker?
LeDrom James.
Man's crazy, loco, always hanging out around those kinky strip bars. You know, the ones where the men take their clothes off? That's, of course, if he's taking his medication.
Medication?
Yes, without it, he could be anywhere, wandering around, talking to the trees. Believe me, this man is a menace.
Armchair.
I'm so old. We used to take a shower in our uniforms because, you know, because we flew commercial my first few years.
Wait, time out. There's no era where you did.
Yes, it is.
Stop, you're making this up.
No, I'm not.
There's no way that you were supposed to wash your uniform with your arm.
When I first,
You're making this up.
I'm not making this up.
Let him finish.
When I first got to the NBA, we flew commercial. So when
That's
you
not what I'm
played the
disagreeing.
night before and flew the next morning, when was you exactly going to get your uniform clean? You had to wash your uniform yourself. So after the game, when you got to your room, you took a shower in your uniform and dried it and dropped on the commercial airline the next day.
Who are you with Jed Clampett? Yeah, have you ever heard of this in your life?
Well, how are y'all cleaning y'all uniform when you're flying the next morning?
You can clean your uniform without showering in it.
Well,
That is possible. You don't have to have it on.
No, but it's easier to do it that way.
You know, in the other sports, you have time you have to play against the clock. And when the clock runs out, your chance is over. You play until you lose. And if you can keep that rally alive, if you can keep going, if you can keep getting hits, you can play until a week from now. Nothing stops you.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch to Ronald Acuna Jr. is called for a wide strike, down and away. It's 0-1. Trevor Rogers, the southpaw, kicks and fires. Another slider right there on the outer edge. Almost the same exact spot, 0-2. I mean, when you talk about painting a corner, he has painted the corner on the first two pitches. The 0-2 to Ronnie. The pitch. Way outside wide, four-seam fastball. They were aiming for the inside. Good backhanded stab by Fortes, 1-2. Fortes is the hind catcher that was on last night as the 1-2 pitch. 91 up, top and out and away, 2-2. So he's painted the corners with the off speed, but the fastball can't quite get it to click. The 2-2 pitch, swing, and that ball sawed off down the right field line. That's going to get down for a base hit. It's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes Ronald Acuna Jr. He's rounding first. He's heading to second, and your Atlanta Braves have a leadoff double. Acuna Matata slices one into the right field corner. We got something cooking here in the first. You knew if that got down, that was going to be trouble. It hit the inside line by about, we'll call it 2 to 3 feet. Acuna is now batting .500 against Trevor Rogers' lifetime. Wow. That'll bring Orlando Arce to the plate. Another right-handed bat. The first pitch, 92 outside. Did he go around? First base umpire, Jonathan Parra, says he did not. It's 1-0. Braves nothing, Fish nothing. Orlando Arce batting .338 on the young season, an .863 OPS, and he has gone yard once. The 1-0. Swing, and that ball's hard on the ground over to first. The first baseman, that's a bit of cat and mouse game right there. The first baseman, Rivera, was thinking about looking back Acuna. Acuna was kind of messing with him, and Rivera got it stuck in his head. He finally went over and tagged the bag at first, but he almost got his head up his rear. They're playing on a shift, and Rivera almost forgot about the batter. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley is swung on, chop, change up out of the zone. Chase that one a bit. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty, righty, just get him home, Austin. The 0-1 pitch, swing, and that ball's fouled off out of play. It's 0-2. Riley's just got to get that run home, get anything that's not a shallow pop or a strikeout, and Acuna will score. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike three. Riley is absolutely reeling one down. You're starting to think maybe Austin Riley needs to have a day off, just a day to sit back and watch the game, clear his thoughts. Because he is second-guessing himself. He got a 92-mile-an-hour fastball blown right by him, and it's got to be him just thinking too much. First pitch on the way to Olsen is a changeup. Fouled off his instep. It's 0-1. Olsen, on the other hand, he's got a low batting average, but he's really hit some balls hard. Now, he's got 10 strikeouts in the last 21 at bats, and you don't love that. But he's hit a couple of really hard balls recently. The 0-1 pitch, outside wide, 1-1. With a lefty on the mound, you almost wonder, would Acuna dare think about taking home? Rogers is not looking him back. He's not even paying attention to him at third. The 1-1. Gixon fires. Down and in. 2-1. Good to see you, Diane. Welcome into Braves Country Baseball. I think I saw David Baker sneak in here too. Jason. So the 2-1 pitch. Swing, and that ball's hit hard on the ground, but it's right at the third baseman. A two-hopper, and the first baseman will step on the pillow to end the inning. Acuna gets on, but the middle of the order can't do a thing about it. We'll be back in a flash.
Max, a woman in my section wants to know if we do anything gluten-free. What do I tell her? Tell her she's not allergic to gluten. She's just masking an eating disorder.
One out, nobody on. 2-2 count to Pete Rose. We've just started a wet day in Baltimore. There's a fly ball down the right field line. Tough chance. It's in for a base hit. Rose is coming for two. It gets away from Robinson. Rose hit the dirt. And had he rounded the bag, he might have gone for three. He thought it would be a play on him at second.
Cincinnati's Charlie Hustle, Pete Rose, and this is the way Rose plays the game. Just 150% each and every time, whether the ball is there or not.
This helpful instructional message from the National Association of People Who Have Trouble Walking and Chewing Gum at the same time. Step, chew. Step, chew. Step, chew. Step, chew.
You're going to agitate the bees. Well, I'm fine with the bees. It's the honey I don't want to agitate. Is that your end game here, honey? Yeah, I figure we keep the hive in the basement, we'll always have honey. We'll always have bees is what we'll always have. Wow! What? I think I just saw a wasp.
I think that was a wasp.
Did you see that? It looked like a wasp, right?
Is this a wasp nest?
This is a wasp nest.
I'm out!
Right.
I'm out! Yeah. I don't want to tangle with a bunch of wasps.
Hey! Do wasps make honey?
No, wasps do not make honey.
All right, well, I'm going to check it out anyway. There could be something delicious in here that wasps do make, and I want that.
Walt Whitman. Brooklyn Eagle, 1846. In our sundown perambulations of late, through the outer parts of Brooklyn, we have observed several parties of youngsters playing base, a certain game of ball. Let us go forth a while and get better air in our lungs. Let us leave our close rooms. The game of ball is glorious.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio with Mac Magee, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Your Atlanta Braves, Miami Marlins, 0-0. We head to the top of the second inning. First pitch on the way from Max Fried is a curveball in the dirt taken by Garcia. The cleanup hitter, batting .244 from the right side of the plate. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Curveball swung on, chopped over towards third. It'll be foul, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Lefty, righty, the pitch. Change up right below the knees, called for a low strike. Garcia didn't like it. It's 1-2. Cincy and Philly are tied up at 1 in the bottom of the third. Actually, I think, Cincinnati just took the lead. The 1-2 pitch. Outside wide. 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Braves infield on the shift. The 2-2. Swung on, and that ball is hit back behind home plate. Foul. We'll do it again. Same two teams at it tomorrow night. There's not a day game, not the normal Wednesday getaway game. Braves and Marlins, 7:20 first pitch again tomorrow night. The 2-2 pitch in the dirt. Ball 3-2. You'll see many more of those home games with the Braves during the day, during the summer. You get very few because they try to keep them at night so that the families and the kids can get to the game. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, and that ball's dragged foul. We'll do it again. Man, oh man alive. Garcia really driving that pitch count up. Fried had a very manageable first inning. They set up outside wide. The 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Pulled the string on that one. One away. He's using that changeup. He must have, actually I believe that was the slider, but he's using that off-speed stuff, not curveball and sweeper as much tonight. First pitch on the way to Jazz Chisholm is swung on and popped up. Can of corn. Will it stay in play? Riley calls off Travis, makes the catch, slams into the net, but he's all right. 2 away. One pitch, one out there. So you love that. Fried now at just 20 pitches. Love to get a long start here from Max tonight. So 2 down. And the right-handed bat of Tim Anderson comes to the plate. First pitch on the way to Tim is a fastball. Just kisses the black on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fire. Swing, and that ball's lifted into right field. That'll be caught by Mr. Acuna, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We'll grab the bats and be right back.
Lose some weight.
Oh, come on, Quigley. Will you don't give me that.
Look at me, 92, and I still enjoy swimming and golfing and biking, all sports.
Whoopee.
That too.
Come on, after all at your age, must be down to a handshake, huh?
Yep, before and after.
Look at that. The Hendersons are getting a new fence.
Ah, who cares? They're swingers.
I want a new fence.
Need a home loan fast? At the American Bank of Los Santos, we'll help you get the debt you need to make life easier. We'll show you how to look richer and be poorer. You need to impress people fast, not in 20 years. It's only a risk if you get into money troubles or the economy changes. Call American Bank of Los Santos. Now that the kids have moved out and have drug problems of their own, maybe it's time to install a luxury marble wet bar. American Bank of Los Santos. Why worry about tomorrow if you look inadequate today?
I love football. Who's your favorite player? I like them all. I like Aaron Rodgers. Never heard of him. He was the quarterback for the Jets. So is Aaron Rodgers. He tore his Achilles. So did Aaron Rodgers. Who else do you like? I like TJ Watt. Watt. Whatever. I also like Christopher McCaffrey. Christian. Really? Me too. I turned my life over to the Lord back in 2015.
Memorize this one. What if God ruined your plans so that your plans wouldn't ruin you?
That's so interesting that it would come out 90 feet. That somebody sat down, Mr. Cartwright or whoever, and said, hey, it ought to be 90 feet. It just sounded like a logical number. The fact of the matter is, in retrospect, if it were 88 feet, the game would be very different. Think of the plays at first base. Think of the double plays that wouldn't be completed on an 88-foot first base and second base. If it were 94 feet, we'd be throwing people out all over the place. Batting averages would drop remarkably. So if 90 feet was something somebody said, hey, that's a good number, that was a pick from heaven.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Your Atlanta Braves, Miami Marlins. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna. Is swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty righty. Down and away, 1-1. I don't know if y'all heard that. About scared the hell out of me. Siri out of nowhere started working. The 1-1 pitch. Kicks and fires. Down and away, ball 2, 2-1. So a 2-1 count to Marcell. Ozuna batting .1085 OPS on the year. The 2-1 misses outside wide, 3-1. The 3-1 delivery. Down and in, ball 4. So Marcel will go ahead and grab first base to start off the bottom of the second inning. And the hottest man on the planet, Travis d'Arnaud, is coming to the plate. I knew Snicker and company would never do it, but when I saw the lineup tonight, I seriously thought about why are they not putting Travis and Ozuna up in front of Riley and Olsen until they heat up. So that'll bring Travis up. The first pitch to Travis, 93-mile-an-hour fastball right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Looks back Ozuna at first. The pitch. Swing and fouls it back. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count to Travis. Batting .273 on the year in 18 games. 5 home runs, all coming over the wraparound weekend. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good changeup by Rogers, 1 away. Nasty pitch. He had that pitch working pretty well in the first inning. The changeup on the outside to the right-handers. If he keeps that up, he's going to be a tough customer. We got to get him out of the game. First pitch on the way to Adam Duvall as he digs in. Is right there at the knees for a strike. Sinker, 92. It's 0-1. Adam, 182 on the year. 0 for 3 in the series with a strikeout and a walk. Lefty, righty. Here comes the pitch. Down and away, try to give him a chase that slider. It was well off the mark. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Runner on first, 1 out. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Chase that changeup. That thing is diving down. It's almost got like split action. Really got that thing working. It's got a good spin to it. It's just dropping off the side of the cliff right before he gets to home plate. The 1-2. Swing and fouls it back, 92 up top. We'll do it again at 1-2. That has got to be damn near impossible to time up the changeup and lay off of it when he's throwing 92 up around your eyeballs back and forth. So a 1-2 count. Rogers at 26 pitches. Standing on deck is Money Mike, the pitch. Swung on, grounded over to third. Bobbled by the third baseman. Duvall's busting it down the line. He is safe. That's probably going to be an error, but we'll take it. E5 on Lopez. He juggled it twice. Ball hit him in a bad place right in the hands. It bounced away, and he went to grab it again. He couldn't get the handle on it. By the time he got it down the line, the somewhat still speedy Duvall was able to beat it out. So runners on first and second, time to make them pay for the mistake. The pitch to Harris is right there at the knees for a strike. 92-mile-an-hour sinker. It's 0-1. Cincinnati now leads Philly 5-1. We knew they were due to get off the mat, right? The 0-1 pitch. Swing, and that ball's chopped high but foul towards the first base dugout. Boston 1, Cleveland 0 in the 7th. That is a fast-moving game. That game started at 6 o'clock. Pittsburgh 1-0 over Milwaukee in the 4th. Dodgers trailed the Nats 1-0 in the 3rd. The 0-1 pitch. Or 0-2 pitch, excuse me. Down and away. 1-2. Tried to get him to chase that off the edge. So a 1-2 count. Runners on first and second. 1 out. The pitch to Mike. Swing and fists it foul back and out of play. Braves 0, Marlins 0. Rogers now at 31 pitches, so that's going in the right direction. The 1-2 to Mike. Swung on and just got a piece of that stay alive. So a 1-2 count. Michael Harris II trying to find a way to get on. Fletch stands on deck. The pitch. Outside wide, ball 2. Tried to get him to chase a slider. That thing was nowhere near the zone. Dove into the right-handed batter's box. It's got to be a tough at-bat for Michael. Trevor Rogers looks like he's coming from the dugout. The 2-2 pitch. Swing, and that ball's blasted down to the right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Here comes Ozuna. He'll come around and score. The Atlanta Braves lead it 1-0. A RBI double for Money Mike, baby. He smoked that up against the bricks in right field. Good piece of hitting. Tried to go with that off speed and it hung on him. And Harris was able to send it into the corner. So now runners on second and third. The first pitch on the way. Swung on and that ball is laced into center field. It's going to get caught. But here comes the runner. Duvall comes booking around and he'll score. And the Atlanta Braves 2. Miami Marlins 0. Bottom of the second inning. So how about that? Fletch comes up, gets himself an RBI. What you're supposed to do, if you're watching at home and not listening on the radio, look at that at bat again. He made sure his bat had got underneath the pitch to lift it. Got it out to center field, and he knows with the speed of Duvall, you don't have to go far. So that'll bring the top of the order back around. Ronald Acuna Jr. comes to the plate. He takes the first pitch outside wide. It's 1-0. Braves 2, Marlins 0. Ronald Acuna Jr. is 1 for 1 on the night. Hit a double in the first. We just couldn't get him home. The 1-1. Rocks and fires. Down below the knees. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Cincinnati 5-1 over Philly. They're in the fourth, and Abbott's on the mound for the Reds tonight. He's a pretty good left-hander if you haven't seen him pitch yet. Rogers kicks and fires. Just missed the top of the zone, 3-0. I think they're pitching around Acuna. That looked like that may have grabbed the top of the zone, but it was a 50-50 pitch. So a 3-0 count, the pitch. Swing and chased that one, popped it up. Ronald Acuna Jr. came out of the zone to end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Put 2 on the board. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country Baseball. Braves 2, Marlins 0. We head to the third.
I know that violence is not the answer, but yes, it is.
Let me get this straight. I can go to the grocery store and buy a pound of sliced ham in a plastic bag, a loaf of bread in a plastic bag, a gallon of milk in a plastic jug, a pack of napkins in plastic wrap, a store-made salad in a plastic tub, plastic bottles with ketchup or mustard, but they won't give me a plastic bag to carry it home in because the plastic bag is bad.
Girls that eat pickles and like thoroughly enjoy eating them, and I'm not talking about like on a burger or anything, but like pickles from a pickle jar. They're always hot. Like what's with it with hot girls and pickles? I don't understand you.
What I told him was that I agreed with him in principle, but that the courts had treated players as property and would likely do so again, and that his attempt, while a principled one, was, I thought, doomed to failure. And I worried about his knowing the kinds of chances he was taking, that he was going to end his career in a case that probably was a loser.
The lawyers for the major leagues would not talk for the cameras, but in the courtroom they argued that the reserve clause is essential to the future of organized baseball, that without the reserve clause, all the rich teams would get all the star players. But Arthur Goldberg maintains that the reserve clause, tying a player to one team for the rest of his life, is in violation of the 13th Amendment. That's the amendment against slavery and indentured servitude.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Your Atlanta Braves 2, Miami Marlins nada. First pitch on the way from Max Fried is a four-seam fastball just below the kneecaps. It's 1-0. Rivera, Lopez, and Fortes due up. The 1-0 pitch swung on. That ball's just laced over the glove of a leaping Orlando Arcia into left field. That'll get down for a leadoff single for the Miami Marlins. Just got it over the glove of Orlando. And Hillstead on first with nobody out. Pitch on the way to the number 8 hitter. Lopez is swung on, grounded over to third. It was a broken bat. The bat shattered, and it's going to be a 5-4-3 rally-killing double play for your Atlanta Braves. That ball absolutely exploded. When he finished the swing, he had a toothpick left in his hand. The largest part of the bat that shattered ricocheted and stuck into the ground in between third and first. First pitch on the way to Fortes. Right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 kicks and fires. Swung on, grounded over towards Orlando. The Magic Kingdom flips it over to the Ice House, and that'll end the inning. 6-3 on your putout. Max Fried is cruising. He ain't even thrown 30 pitches yet. We'll be back in a flash. If you don't have cable, you're going to be forced to like read or something, man. You're going to get cable and fast.
Yeah. I mean, it's been rough.
What city did you just move to, Wilbanks?
Houston.
With somebody listening, if anybody's in Houston, please call in. We need to get Wilbanks some cable so we can watch the game tomorrow. Let's start the man a party.
Or at least do the man a solid and leave your windows open so that he can peek in at the Super Bowl.
The strange guy outside your house watching the game, he's with us. Don't worry.
Armchair.
How much does a wedding ring have to cost?
Baby, it could be $50. It really doesn't matter. I just want to be in love. I want to be genuine. I want a happy, healthy marriage. So the ring, the cost of the ring, it really doesn't mean anything because it's not like I'm going to go sell it. But the ring is just a symbol of my commitment to my man. So however much he can really afford, whatever he feels like he wants to give me, I think that's better than... Listen, these hoes have 3 kids but no marriage. So I'd rather the ring and my man than the cost of it. That don't matter to me.
So, he could give you a ring pop and you would...
Baby, take me to the courthouse with that ring pop. Thank you. Hello.
In 1878, more than 8 million bats were sold in the United States, and players often rode to the ball field in painted carriages, singing team songs. Men who were crazy about baseball were called bugs and cranks. Women who shared their excitement were cranklets. Later, they would be called fans, short either for baseball fanciers or fanatics.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@Braves Country. Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves. Two. Marlins nothing. The first pitch on the way misses outside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch to Orlando Arcia, swing and a miss over the top. It's 1-1. The 1-1 from Rogers Try to get him to chase that change, just missing a spot. We'll do it again. So a 2-1 count. Pitch on the way to Arcia, swung on and swatted foul. Back out of play. Braves 2, Miami nothing. Both runs coming in the second inning. The 2-2 from Rogers. Swing and a miss. Arcia chased that one way out of the zone. Strikeout. 1 down. That wasn't one of his better changeups that he's had, but he has had that pitch working all night. So 2-0 your score, and that'll bring Austin Riley to the plate. One of the ugliest swings I've ever seen that man perform. It's kind of half-hearted check swing. Tried to stop, but couldn't stop. It's 0-1. The 0-1 swung on, grounded over to short. Should be an easy play. It is. It's a 6-3 putout. Once again, talked about this last time he came up. Really just feel like the kid needs a day off. I know most of our players do not like taking days off, but when you're struggling like this, sometimes it just be able to sit from the sidelines and get a different perspective. First pitch on the way to Olsen. The down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. I would say wouldn't kill Olsen either, but I don't want to bench them both same day, so maybe one take a day off, the other one take a day off. The 1-0. Right there at the knees for a strike. It's 1-1. Olsen started off really, really cold last year, if you remember. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on it, swatted foul back out of play. Do it again, 1-2. He was cold the whole time that Ozuna was cold to start the year, but it was overshadowed because Ozuna was just ice cold. The 1-2 to Olsen. Swung on. That's going to be another soft grounder over to second. 4-3 putout, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We'll be back in a flash heading to the top of the fourth here in Atlanta.
Let's talk about buttered sausage. Talk about buttered sausage, where it comes from, what it does. Why is it doing what it's doing? Get it out of my face. Buttered sausage.
That's not your jam. It's not your thing. You don't like it?
It's not my jam. I don't buy jam. I buy honey, and I kiss it on the lips.
As you know, Monty, Vaughn's been working on a couple of new pitches, the Eliminator and the Humiliator, to complement his fastball, the Terminator. I heard that. Dynamite drop in, Monty. That broadcast school has really paid off.
We got a tie. We need to fix it. We need a tiebreaker.
I agree. Ties are not acceptable in fantasy football. Fantasy football is about proving that you are better than your friends, not equally as good as your friends, okay? It's not communism. We're not coveting Billy Joel cassette tapes and wearing ill-fitting blue jeans.
This helpful instructional message from the National Association of People Who Have Trouble Walking and Chewing Gum at the Same Time. Step, chew. Step, chew.
If I could change anything about basketball, it would be to get rid of the X Games.
Armchair.
What do you guys want?
Let me get a fratte motete.
And then let me get a Trenta Pinkity Drinkity.
Drinkity, pinkity, dinky, and a fratte mate.
What the hell?
A fratte mate and a freakity, pinkity. Fratte mate.
Latte Mate. I don't think we got one of those.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My first time.
Mayhem seemed to follow John McGraw wherever he went. When he got into a fist fight with the opposing third baseman in Boston in 1894, both benches empty. Fans began brawling. Someone set the stands on fire, and the entire wooden ballpark and 170 neighborhood buildings went up in flames.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Max Fried to the leadoff hitter. As the top of the order comes back to the Marlins, is down and away. Luis Arias, it's 1-0. The 1-0, down below the knees. 85-mile-an-hour slider, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Lefty. The pitch. Fastball right there, top of the zone. 2-1. Bad news is Olsen and Riley still on that slump. The good news is we'll start the next inning off with Ozuna. We won't have to see them for a while. The 2-1 pitch. Down and in. Did he go around? They're going to check down the line. Looks like he did go around. He did, 2-2. Luis Arias lost his balance when he tried to stop his check swing, ended up on his keister. He appears to be okay. The 2-2 pitch. Inside, hits him in the elbow, and that will send him down to first. So the Marlins got one on, nobody out, and here we go. Arias is fine. It hit him right in the... Did that not hit him in the elbow? Maybe I saw it wrong. Maybe it didn't hit him. I thought it hit him, but they're acting as though it didn't. So, okay, we'll take it. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The one thing is it wasn't a ball. I mean, excuse me, it should have either been a ball. So they had it wrong on the screen regardless. But that was either a ball or it was a hit batsman because it did not hit his bat, that's for sure. So one down. That'll bring De La Cruz to the plate. De La Cruz takes a hack at the first pitch, fouls it straight back. It's 0-1. I think they were saying that the ball barely missed him and it ricocheted off the glove of Darno, so it appeared to the naked eye that he got hit. But the scoreboard operator was under the impression it was a foul tip. The 0-1 swung on, chopped over to third. It's going to be a 5-3 put out. 2 away. We've talked about this over the last few years. This is my 4th year of doing Braves Country Baseball. And it has gotten progressively worse on the folks that are running the screen. And I don't know if Bally Sports is still in charge of it because of all the nonsense that went on in the offseason. But just for argument's sake, we'll say a Bally Sports screen is the first pitch on the way. 95 right down the pipe. Just missed off the edge, 1-0. Kind of straightened up Bell there. He's got a weird stance from the right side, the 1-0. Swung on, chops it over to second. It's going to be an easy play. And another 1-2-3 inning. We are through 4. And Mr. Max Fried has thrown 37 pitches. We'll be back in a flash.
This is a fun fact for you. A leopard can drag another animal twice its weight up a tree. And then a cougar can drag a person half their age into a bed.
Are you in a relationship with a woman and you're tired of all that hooting and hollering? Well, here are surefire ways passed down from generation to generation of men on how to calm those ladies down. Number 3, just tell her to calm down. Sometimes women get all caught up in their womaning and forget the basic rules of polite discourse. A gentle reminder to calm down should simmer the situation. Remind her to relax. This helps the ladies who understand their level of energy is inappropriate, but aren't quite sure what the next step to take. And number 1, only to be used in extreme cases. You're acting like your mother, and this world doesn't need 2 bitches that crazy walking around. Just use these simple methods, and you'll never have an out-of-hand lady again.
I ran into one of my dumbass friends yesterday at the store, and we was just talking, and he looked at me and he goes, you know, I'm smart. Not only am I smart, but I'm street smart. And I was like, you know what, buddy, you are. You're Sesame Street smart.
The most popular and most notorious star of the 19th century was Michael Joseph King Kelly, the sure-handed catcher for the Chicago White Stockings. He was so skilled at stealing bases, he once stole 6 in a single game, that he inspired a popular song, Slide, Kelly, Slide. He sometimes cut across the diamond, skipping second altogether when the umpire was not looking. Kelly drank as hard as he competed. Once, A.G. Spaulding put Pinkerton detectives on his trail and accused him of having been in a saloon at 3 a.m. drinking lemonade. Kelly was indignant. It was straight whiskey, he said. I never drank a lemonade at that hour in my life.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Your Atlanta Braves lead this inning off with Marcell Ozuna. The first pitch is nowhere near the zone, taken for a ball. It's 1-0. Marcell walked his first time up to 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. That ball is right down the pipe. Ozuna statuesquely just paused there for a second. Rogers, I think he knows, got away with one. The 1-1 swung on, chopped foul down the third base line. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. We'll hit the out-of-town scoreboard here in a second. The 1-2. Lefty righty kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Blew it right by him. 1 down. Fastball about letter high. When you're trying to fight off and maybe looking for that changeup, that 91 really sneaks in on you. Out-of-town scoreboard looks like this. Phillies trail the Reds 5-1 in the 5th. First pitch on the way to Darno's down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Should be noted, Trevor Rogers at 55 pitches here in the 4th. Dodgers trail the Nats 1-0 in the 5th. The 1-0. Chop foul. 1-1. Later on tonight at 9:45 Eastern, good pitching matchup. Luis Severino of the Mets versus Logan Webb of the Giants out in San Fran. Guardians 2-1 over the Red Sox. The 1-1 pitch swung on. That ball is blasted deep into left center field. That ball's going to get down and over the wall. It is a ground rule double. Travis d'Arnaud is at it again. You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him. Travis d'Arnaud is just raking the ball left and right. So runner on second, 1 out. The pitch. Swing, and that ball is hit up the middle, but it's right into the teeth of the defense. d'Arnaud will skip on over to third. It's going to be a 4-3 put out, 2 away. Normal defense, that's an RBI single for Duvall. That kind of stuff drives you nuts. That'll bring Michael Harris to the plate. Michael Harris, he's 1 for 1 with an RBI double. We just need a wild pitch or something here. The first pitch on the way to Harris is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. If they decide to pitch around Michael, Fletch is on deck. David Fletcher. The 0-1. Pitch on the way, swing and chopped over to the first. That'll be an easy out to end the inning. First baseman Rivera steps on the bag. Travis d'Arnaud gets another extra base hit, but we can't get him home. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
No, I mean, I read the HR memo. It said WFH optional between Thanksgiving and Christmas, so work-free holiday. I was just going to table it for...
No, Brian. WFH optional is work from home optional between Thanksgiving and Christmas, not work-free holiday. Who told you that? It's just crazy.
I mean, Kate did last week.
Hey, is this true?
And we lost Kate.
Okay, Matt, I think I'm going to need to get Bob involved on this one now.
Armchair.
I wanted to see where that was going. The steroids, if we would have left it alone,
Yeah.
dude, we would have had guys the size of McGuire playing second base by now. You know, it would have been awesome. And because they were so roided up, there would have been no defense anyway, so you wouldn't have to worry about these shifts. You know, they'd barely be able to move. It would have been awesome. They should have just left the game alone. But no, we got to worry about everybody's kidney failure and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I feel like that's none of my business. Here's the first pitch hit high and deep into center field. It's going back. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ramalama ding dong. The Braves lead it 5-4. He takes Josh Hader deep. The Atlanta Braves lead it 5-4. The crowd is going bananas.
There's two types of people in this world. There's winners and there's losers. And just so that we're clear, every time we step on this field, our goal is to be a winner. And if your dad has said, oh, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, just as long as you have fun, your dad's a loser.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Max Fried will go back to work. We start the fifth inning at 37 pitches. Lefty-righty pitch on the way. Fastball right there on the outer edge. Just kisses the black. It's 0-1. Avisel Garcia didn't like the call, but when you're dealing like Max is, he's going to start getting those borderline calls. The 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. Garcia, 0 for 1 with the strikeout, his first time up. The 0-1 pitch, whoa, high out of the zone changeup. About eye high over the plate, 2-1. Braves 2, Marlins nothing. Top of the fifth in a fast-moving game here in Atlanta. Max Fried turns and fires. Swung on, chopped over towards short. Arcia's got it. Fires it over to first. And it's a 6-3 putout, 1 away. Back to that out-of-town scoreboard. Tigers lead the Rays 1-0. That game is in the top of the sixth. We had that as one of, if you're not paying attention or not following the Cover Country videos, that was one of our picks today. Detroit and Tampa Bay under 4.5 the first 5. First pitch on the way to Chisholm. Jazz Chisholm is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. 4-3 Yankees versus the A's. That game is in the fourth. The 0-1 pitch. Inside. You go around. He did. 1-1. Excuse me, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Cubs all over the Astros. Man, the Astros better wake up. 5-0. I know you can't win a World Series in April, but you can darn sure lose one. The 0-2 pitch. Down and away. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. One down, top of the fifth. The pitch, 94-mile-an-hour sinker misses, 2-2. The 2-2 from Max, kicks and deals, swing, and that ball's grounded over to second. Should be easy playable. It is. And 4-3 put out, puts you 2 down. So 2 down. That'll bring Tim Anderson to the plate. Anderson takes the first pitch outside for a called strike curveball on the outer edge may have gotten the call there for Freed. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty-righty. Swing and a miss, 95 right down the pipe, 0-2. It's got that fastball cooking tonight, and you bend that 74 curveball off that 95 fastball. That is a nasty combination. The 0-2 from Max. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Yak 'em! We'll send him to the bottom of the 5th. The Braves will grab the bats, leading by 2.
Damn, I thought you wasn't gonna know what come from the bag. I've been looking up for about 30 minutes.
Sir, but you did show up an hour late, sir.
Right.
So,
come in here handling me because you mad about some fear. I ain't with none of that. I'm gonna let him know off the ripper.
Now Don Mattingly, an emerging star. Mattingly last year was called up by the Yankees from Columbus the day Bobby Mercer retired. He'd been with them prior to that, but had been sent out. And he's not only won a spot on the roster, he's in the lineup, he's hitting third, and he's leading the league at .338. Randolph at first base. That's drilled to the gap in right center field, and it is off the fence. Randolph was running all the way, so he is being waved in. Whitaker throwing to Parrish is not in time on a double by Mattingly.
Did the little piggy cry wee, wee, wee all the way home?
Maxwell.
Yeah?
You're home.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Mrs. A.
In 1856, a British-born music teacher and enthusiastic cricketer named Henry Chadwick saw the Knickerbockers play the New York Gothams and became an instant convert to baseball. Chadwick developed the box score, wrote and edited the most popular players' manual, and launched one of the first baseball columns, covering the Knickerbockers and their challengers, the Gothams, Eagles, Empires, Excelsiors, and Atlantics, in the pages of the New York Clipper. And he began keeping comparative statistics so that he could measure one player's performance against another's.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves will go back to work. Grab the bats. Fletcher, the number 9 hitter, leads us off, followed by Acuna and Arcia. First pitch to Fletcher was a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, down and in, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Throws that sinker sizzling back there at the knees. Might have been a touch low. He got the call, 1-2. So a 1-2 pitch, swing, and that ball's hit hard on the ground, but Anderson's got it, should have plenty of time. He does. It's a 6-3 putout, 1 away. Guardians now all over the Red Sox, 4-1. They're heading to Atlanta this weekend. They've got the best record in baseball. Should be a fun showdown come Friday night in Atlanta. Tim Anderson's plane can't get out of town fast enough. You know, he's like, man, I don't want to see no part of that Jose Ramirez. The first pitch on the way to Ronald Acuna Jr., he's reaches for that one out of the zone, dribbles it over to short. It's going to be a 6-3 putout. 2 away. So quickly 2 up, 2 down here in the 5th. Braves bailing out Rogers, who had a high pitch count, but 2 quick at bats. We'll leave it up to Arcia. First pitch on the way to Orlando is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Ellie De La Cruz, by the way, just hit a home run. They're blowing that open against Philadelphia. I think it's 7-1 now. So a 1-1 count to Arcia. Swing, and that ball's lifted into center field. That's going to go back on the track. Jazz Chisholm makes a running catch on the warning track just before the wall, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We go quietly in the 5th. We'll be back in a flash heading to the 6th.
We can't urban dern your frazzle dazzle.
Braves country is AFC South country all season long.
Drive starts at the 1 and looking for a little breathing room, and they get that and plenty more. Derrick Henry still going. Stays in bounds. He might go. 99 yards for the touchdown. Unbelievable. Touchdown. Slant caught. Touchdown. Marquise Lee. And he punched the ball into the stands. Deep. And he's got it. Keelan Cole. Touchdown Jacksonville.
AFC South on Braves country.
Ford, Chevy, or Dodge?
Chevy all the way. It's the heartbeat of America.
I'm going to go off the reservation on this one. Like,
imagine that.
Now I have an actual American truck. I have a Nissan. You laugh. My truck is made in Tennessee and it's going to spend most of its life in Alabama. That's American. What are we going to do for Chevy? Isn't Chevy made in like Mexico or something? I know Dodge is made in Mexico. So
Chevrolet's made up in Michigan, Detroit City.
That's not America.
Armchair.
Cars from all over America come to find a new home in Florida, just like you. I moved here after the draft. I noticed there was one thing missing from this great town: a celebrity-endorsed used car shop. That's why I founded BJ's Used Autos. Every one of these beauties is freshly painted. They look brand new. We have new models coming in every morning, usually around 2 a.m. We can get you anything. I've taken the skills I've learned as a pro football player to the used car business. Smash, grab, and run like hell.
The bat is made of turned ash, less than 42 inches long, not more than 2 3/4 inches in diameter.
You're listening to Braves Country Baseball. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@Braves Country. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch from Max Fried's right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. 85-mile-an-hour changeup way outside wide, 1-1. It'll be Rivera, Lopez, and Fortes, 7, 8, 9 hitters for Miami. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, pulled the string on that change, floating it out top, 1-2. Max, first pitch strikes 11 of 16. How about that? He's got 52 pitches in the top of the 6th to start us off. How about that? The 1-2 pitch from Max. Caught looking, strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. 1 away. Fastball just came right down the track. So that'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Lopez, third baseman. Takes the first pitch right there for a strike, curveball, outer edge. Otto Lopez, it's 0-1. Otto batting 184 on the year, the 0-1 pitch. Swing, and that ball's laced right into the glove. An atom ball to Orlando Arcia. L6 in your scorecard, 2 away. Mercy. Max Fried is absolutely dealing tonight. We're a long ways from it, but he's on that trajectory where he could go really deep into this game. The first pitch on the way to the number 9 hitter, Fortes, is a swing and a miss strike, change up over the top. It's 0-1. Nick batting 114, grounded out his first time up. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, chopped over to Riley. The Rakes got it, scoops it, flips it over to first, and it's a 5-3 putout. About a 5-pitch inning. Yeah, we'll take that. Head on to the bottom of the 6th. Get us some runs, baby. Let's put these fish to bed.
Do you want me to get you a drink?
No, it's 8:30 in the morning. What is wrong with you?
But we're at the airport.
Oh, that's right. No, I already have one. I'm good. Thanks.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Why does Kenley Jansen wear the number 74?
Jansen was one of the best closers of the 2010s, but things haven't always been good for Kenley. When he was 12, his father suffered a stroke and he couldn't work anymore. As a result, his mother Bernadette had to work day and night to support the family. She would tell Kenley and his siblings that everything was okay when they were actually in deep financial troubles. Kenley knew about the family's issues, so he promised her he would do everything he could to fix their problems. At the age of 17, Jansen was a catcher and he signed with the Dodgers. He had a good arm but was struggling at the plate, so the Dodgers turned him into a pitcher. In 2011, the Dodgers gave him a major league contract worth $416,000. With no hesitation, Kenley sent the money to his family back in Curacao in order to help pay off the home's mortgage. That house in Curacao is on Kaya Kokolishi 74, and Jansen wears the number 74 to honor his family and his roots.
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
In 1904, Waddell struck out 349 batters, a record for American League left-handers, but he was just too hard to handle. Though he was one of the greatest pitchers in baseball, his unreliability infuriated his teammates, and he was driven out of the big leagues and then out of the minors. Waddell contracted tuberculosis, helping victims of a flood, and died on April 1st, 1914, at the age of 37.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves 2, Miami Marlins nothing. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley's down here for a ball. It's 1-0. Connor says, I'm kind of mixed on the Guardians series. Is the 1-0 pitch. Swing, and that ball's roasted in right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Hopefully that'll get Austin Riley going. One on, nobody out. A solid smack to right. Get the inning going off with the bang, and here comes the ice box. Connor says, kind of mixed on the Guardians series. Both don't know Gaddis plays. Dude is a big source of pride for my hometown. That sounds like a personal problem. Go Braves, Connor. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty. Rogers comes set. Olson's 0-2. The pitch. Swing! And that ball is foul tipped out of the glove of Fortes. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Good to see you, Billy, Jillian, Connor. The 0-2 pitch. Kicks and fire swing and pops it up. That'll be an easy fly ball. Lazy fly ball into left field. Down for an out, one away. One down, but that will bring Marcell Ozuna to the plate. Marcell. You ever notice when he's hitting well, Marcel's got kind of like a giddy up to his step when he comes to the plate? It's almost like a pimp walk. He just comes walking and goes, here I go, baby. First pitch on the way to Marcell is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Lefty, righty. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Chase that changeup off the edge of the plate. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Ozuna walked in the first. Or second, excuse me. Scored a run. The 1-1. High and out of the zone. Ball 2, 2-1. Travis Dardenode stands on deck. Can't believe I'm saying this, but they don't want to pitch around Ozuna to get to Travis Dardenode right now. He has been on fire. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 92 right down the pipe. 2-2. That's the pitch they got him on the strikeout earlier in the game. I think he's having a hard time picking up that changeup to fastball. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on. That ball is hit off the glove of the second baseman, Arias. Here comes the rake. He's cutting the bag. He's heading to third. And hey, your Atlanta Braves. Runners on the corners, one out. That's got to be a single. That ball was smoked. He hit that on the screws. One hopper that Arias was hoping to get he blindly stabbed at the ball like a hockey goalie would. He was hoping for a kick save and a beauty there. They're going to come out there and talk to Rogers. Runners on the corners. One out, and Travis Darno come to the plate. Mel Stoudemire, the pitching coach, the entire infield's out there. Got to figure the conversation is something like, well, what do you want to do? Well, I don't want to pitch to this guy. So, yeah, what do we got? We got an Adam Duvall standing on deck. Let's take our chance with that guy. Braves 2, Marlins nothing. Home plate umpire Rob Drake is coming out to break up the powwow. Well, we have time here. We'll squeeze in a turn back time on this date. In Major League Baseball, opening day shutout, beating the A's at Griffith Stadium, Walter Johnson, versus the Philadelphia A's Scott Perry. They would go into extra frames on opening day into the 13th inning for a 1-0 victory. Can you imagine today's game, opening day, two starting pitchers going into the 13th inning? The first pitch on the way to Travis Darno, it's popped up. It could be deep enough. I think they'll send the rake. Here comes the throw. Here comes the rake to the plate, and he is safe, baby, safe. A head first slide, and Austin Riley comes in. It's 3-0, your Atlanta Braves. Honest engine, it was a very good throw by Garcia. But Riley was a one-hopper. Riley, and he was charging too. It was a picture perfect if you were drawing up a video to show a young kid how to throw the ball from the outfield home. He did everything right. It's the first pitch on the way to Adam Duvall. He just blasts a 2-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 5-0 lead. Duvall, 396 happy feet over the left field wall. In Atlanta, his 186th career home run. 5. Marlins, nada. Bottom 6. Let's go. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris. Down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Right there at the knees. 1-1. That was that bender, and he got too much of the plate, and Rogers knew it immediately. The 1-1, down and in, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Rogers at 83 pitches through 6. The pitch, swing, and that ball's roasted into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And your Atlanta Braves still got something cooking. Bottom of the 6. I thought they may let him stay out there, try to finish the inning and face Fletcher, but no dice. Schumacher's going to the pen. We'll be back in a flash. Fletcher, unless we get a pinch hitter's coming to the plate.
Yo, how the police gonna pull me over for texting and driving and be on the whole ass laptop in their front seat?
Hi, one herbal tea, please.
Which flavor?
flavor? Jasmine?
Sorry, I meant for the boba.
The little spheres of tapioca and sugar?
The tea comes with boba.
Well, it doesn't, because I see the tea right there and I see the boba over there. So why don't we just not combine them? Yeah? So I'll take the tea without the covert diabetes delivery mechanism, please.
The system won't let me do that.
Okay. Yeah, no, fine. One boba, please. We'll call it a mental health day treat. Self-care, right? Isn't that what people call it whenever they need an excuse to do whatever they want?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, of course you don't. Of course you don't. One chewy sugar tea, please.
All right. You can scan the code.
Why?
Because the code takes you to the app.
That's 2 apps today. Even though I'm already talking to the person that could just take my order right here, but I got to download an app, right? How about this? I have cash. You have tea. Why don't we just streamline things?
We don't take cash, though.
Yeah. How about cards? Take cards?
Yes.
Oh, great.
But there is a $10 minimum. There's no minimum on the app, though.
I got a short memory, just like when I was in the 3rd grade. 2 of the best years of my life.
Baseball, it's a level playing field. There's equality. All of the inequalities in American life, check their hat at the door. Once you're there, there's a sort of bleacher democracy that the banker can sit in the bleachers and converse with the working man next to him. Baseball exists under a kind of bell jar. It's impervious to change.
How many games are you going to win this year, Daddy?
Well, I'm going to win all I can, buddy.
How much is that, Dad?
Well, how many would you like to have me win?
Oh, about 45.
About 45. Well, I'll do the best I can. If I win 45, that isn't going to leave many for the other players to win, is it?
That's all right.
Well, I'll do the best I can anyway for you and the rest of the boys.
We'll talk about it. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves lead this one 5-0, 1 on, 2 outs. And the new pitcher is Bender. Man, you were born to be a pitcher if your name's Bender, weren't you? Fletcher stands at the plate, righty-righty matchup. The pitch swung on, shot foul down the line into the dugout. 0-2. For anyone that sticks around for the post-game show, got something to show y'all. We're going to be giving this out in the month of May to a lucky winner as the 0-2 pitch is swung on and swatted foul. Just got a piece of it. Good job of staying alive there by Fletcher. Michael Harris II was on the move. We'll do it again. Wife's been working on it tonight, but the short of it is we've got a brand new Braves Country Radio ball cap that we're going to give away. The 0-2 pitch swung on and a soft line. That is off the glove of Arias, and everybody's going to be safe. Oh, my word. I don't know what in the world the Marlins are doing tonight, but it's not playing baseball. Arias, now the first one that went off his glove in the middle of this inning, that was a hard play. This, I don't really know what went wrong there, but Arias got all kind of discombobulated. We've got runners on first and second, 2 outs. Ronald Acuna Jr. coming to the plate. The first pitch on the way to Acuna is a soft chopper to third, gives away another at bat, will end the inning. But not before your Atlanta Braves put 3 more on the board from Adam Duvall. It's 5-0. We'll talk about that when we come back.
My issue is that anytime I'm sick, I feel like I sound like Miley Cyrus. Like it's got that rasp to it, you know what I mean? Like it's got that Miley Stewart in that bronchitis.
Hey, last week we were talking about the mouth.
Right.
My girl said you was right, bro. She did some research and she said it's mice for plural, man.
Hey, bro, I was just trying to help my bro out, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Man. Me personally, mice doesn't sound more natural, bro. But hey, I guess you was right, homie.
Right.
So when you learn something, you got to pass it down to the youth, right? I go to my sister's house. I holler at my nephew. He 5. I'm bringing it down to him. I'm like, hey, I said, little man, it ain't mice, this is, bro. It's mice, right?
Right.
Mouse, mice.
Right.
Goose, geese, right?
Exactly.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Moose, meese. It's like, that's a,
wait. You said moose and what?
Oh, moose. For 1 is moose.
Moose, yes.
And for 2 is meese, right?
You said moose and meese?
Yeah. No, meese is not a word at all, actually. It's already plural and singular.
Damn, man, what's wrong? Why are you doing this, bro?
I didn't create the English language, bro. That's just what it... I didn't make the rules.
How you know, bro?
Because I went to school.
Armchair.
Always you look for heroes. Always the people look up to see something that represents them, that is larger than they are, and if it's perfect, that they might become. As a young boy, when I was taken to my first game at Yankee Stadium, my God, Yankee Stadium, talk about awesome sights. To see Joe DiMaggio, to whom you could relate without knowing anything about San Francisco or anything else about him, but he was a baseball player. He didn't seem to have any other credential but his ability, and that was sufficient to make him a great hero and a great success, and therefore a great inspiration.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The 0-1 pitch from Max Fried misses outside for a ball. It's 1-1. Braves 5, Marlins nothing. Top of the 7th, Max Fried pitching very well so far. Top of the 7th, just 59 pitches. The 1-1. Swing, and that ball's chopped foul down the first base line. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. The pitch from Fried. Curveball swung on and fouled off Arias' instep. It's like he's smarting a little bit. Take a walk around for a second. We'll do it again, 1-2. He's had a rough night. He's got a couple of balls scalded off him. One that he dribbled off. So a 1-2 count to Arias. Braves lead at 5-0. Top of the 7th, the pitch. Slider just misses outside, 2-2. Top of the 7th, the 2-2. Swing, and that ball's fouled down the line. We'll do it again. So back we were talking about right before the break. Country Club members, we're going to put you into a raffle. In the month of May, we're going to make a drawing for Braves Country Baseball or Braves Country Radio ball caps that we've got that we're going to ship out. The 2-2 pitch swung on, and that ball's grounded through the middle of the infield. It's going to get in between first and second, and it's going to be a leadoff single for the Marlins to start the 7th. So De La Cruz comes to the plate. Lefty righty. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss strike. Sweeper on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Down and away. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Lefty righty. Kicks and fires. Right there for a strike, 1-2. Braves 5, Marlins nothing. Arias is on first to start the top of the 7th. We're in the middle of the heart of the order of the Miami Marlins. De La Cruz, the 1-2 pitch. Swing, and that ball's chopped over to third. Eats up Riley, and that's going to be an error. E5. It was an in-between hopper. He was trying to rush it to get the double play and ended up getting nothing. If he steps back, he's going to get the runner at first, which is the smart play to make. Easier said than done there in the heat of the moment. With a 5-0 lead, you'd rather just take the safe out play. So that'll bring Bell to the plate. Lefty-righty matchup. The first pitch swung on, grounded over to RC, fires it over to second. It's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. Good defensive play by Arcia. Great job by Fletcher to get it over to Olsen. Deep into the hole. He's backhanded and flips it over there. Sometimes it looks like Orlando Arcia can play shortstop in his sleep. It's unbelievable. So that'll bring Garcia to the plate with one on third, but 2 outs. The 4-seam fastball, 96 on the outer edge, 0-1. Max Fried is at 70 pitches. Goat, I think I saw you mention it in the chat earlier. There's a possibility for him to be able to go 9. I mean, if he can get out of this inning quickly, absolutely. The 0-1 swung on and fouled back out of play. So 0-2. The only thing that would stop him at this rate would be the Braves not wanting him to have, as they call, 9 up-downs. But pitch count-wise, I miss that era that we all grew up in when you would see starting pitchers who were pitching well go all 9. The 0-2 pitch, swing, and that ball's chopped over to third. This time Riley's got it, fires it across the diamond. Little bit of a low throw, but a long throw. Olsen scoops it, and that'll end the inning. So they put a couple on, get one on via the air, but Max is rolling. Let's head to the bottom of the 7th. It's stand-up time. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves 5, Bad Guys nothing. Bottom of the 7th. Bender stays in there. The 0-1 count to Arcia is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. The pitch. Swing, and that ball is laced over towards second. Softly hit. Arias has to wait for the first baseman to get over there to the bag. It happened so quickly. It'll be a 4-3 putout. Rivera, I think he had a little bit of a stumble, but a clean play all in all. 1 away. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley, who got a base hit his first time up and came around to score. Down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Inside. Sweeper is what they're calling it. That thing did not sweep. It swept. It almost got in and hit Riley. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Whoa, that one did hit him. And Riley is, oh no. Riley is shaking his hand. That got him right in on it looked like maybe the knuckles. Oh, that we cannot deal with this right now. Please be okay. Yeah, it hit him right on the hand. I'm hoping it hit the hand and not the knuckles. It looked like it hit the back of his left hand. He's staying in the game, and he shook off the trainer, so I guess he's okay. Oh, he finally gets a base hit, and then that happens. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson, who's 0 for 3. 96-mile-an-hour fastball up the top of the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Pitch on the way, outside wide. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Braves lead it 5-0. The pitch to the ice house. 3-0. 95-mile-an-hour. They're calling it a sinker, but it fades away high. It's got more two-seam action than it does sinker. The 3-0 to Riley. 1 out, the pitch. Swing, and that ball's lifted high down the left field line. Bending. It bounces and goes into the seats. Just foul. That was so close for a second. I thought maybe the left fielder, De La Cruz, had misplayed it and let that ball hit the ground in fair territory. It just maybe 6 inches past the line. The 3-1 pitch swung on, lifted high. Not quite deep enough. De La Cruz will make that catch with these 2 away. Probably got him 10, 15 feet before the warning track. When Olson's seeing the ball well, those are the ones that he pounds into the seats. So that'll bring Marcell Ozuna to the plate. Ozuna set to face Bender. The first pitch on the way is a sweeper. Kicks high, top of the zone for a strike. It's 0-1. Marcell, walk, a single, 2 runs. 1 for 2 on the night. The 0-1. Right down the pipe, 97. 0-2. Righty, 1 on, 2 out. The 0-2 pitch. Kicks and fires. Just outside. Tried to get him to chase that sweeper. His sweeper has some nasty action to it. It's not a traditional sweeper that kind of is a slow curve. That thing more has a fast dart to it. The 1-2 pitch. Caught looking, strike 3. 87-mile-an-hour sweeper right there at the knees. Ozuna is ticked off, and he's finally letting one of these umpires have it. But I will be honest, that was an out. That was an out. I mean, that was a strike. The other ones that he's been hit with, not so much, but that was definitely a strike. We'll be back in a flash. We head to the 8th inning here on Braves Country. Braves lead it 5-0 here in the top of the 8th. Join the Country Club today. The first month is free. You'll have access to badges, one-of-a-kind emojis to display your Braves pride throughout the ball game. You'll also get instant access to our video drops. members only chat, wallpapers, and more is on the way. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the country club today.
You smiling?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Why are you smiling?
Because I love football. Football's fun.
Fun, sir.
Fun, sir.
It's fun.
Yes.
You sure? You think football is still fun?
Yes.
Sir.
Yes. No.
No?
Sir. Well, it was fun.
Not anymore, though, is it? Is it?
No, not right now.
No, it's not fun anymore. Not even a little bit.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves lead this one. 5-0. We're heading to the top of the 8th, and Mr. Max Fried is still heading back out there and pitching a shutout so far. First pitch on the way to Jazz Chisholm is outside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 lefty right up. Chisholm 0 for 2 on the night. He takes a hack at the 1-0 pitch and slices it foul behind him, and also comes to the ground on one knee, lost his balance, 1-1. The 1-1. Fried. Fastball outer edge. Looked a little bit off the plate, but when you're up 5-0, you're pitching the way Max is, you tend to get that call. The 1-2 pitch from Fried. Slider misses outside. So a 2-2 count. Pitch on the way. Inside. .94 miles an hour. Didn't get the call. He'd have liked to have that call, but they just gave him a wide one on the outer edge. The 3-2 pitch swung on, chopped over to second. Fletch has it, flips it over to Olson. 4-3 put out. One away. One down. Max Fried at 78 pitches. We can get him in and out of this inning pretty quickly. We may get to see a shutout. Complete game shutout. First pitch on the way from Max Fried to Anderson. Tim Anderson takes it up top for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Fried sets, kicks, fires outside wide. 1-1. Tomorrow night it'll be Ronaldo Lopez night. Mr. Tuesday turns into Mr. Wednesday. The 1-1. Swung on, grounded over to third. Riley's got this one. Fires it over to Olson. Bad throw in the dirt, but a good scoop by Olson. Whew. That was hot coffee coming in. He got it, though, 2 down. Riley's got the yips over there at third. Good play by Olson. That'll bring Rivera to the plate. Rivera's 1 for 2. First pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 swung on and swatted back foul behind home plate. Curveball outer edge. It's 0-2. The 0-2. Lefty, righty. They set up inside. Fastball caught, looking, strike 3. Got him. Sit down, Joe. My fingers is so. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Your Atlanta Braves 5. The Miami Marlins nada.
You know, I'll never make fun of socially awkward men because I, too, am socially awkward around girls for some reason. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I want to be your friend so bad that my brain just, like, locks up. Like, today, this girl, I was like, you're so pretty. She's like, oh, my God, you are too. And I was like, wow, she's, like, really nice. And then I was just so happy thinking about it, and I just wasn't thinking. And I took out a curb pulling out of the gas station, and I skimmed up the side of a stop sign.
Pro marriage tip. When your wife makes you something to eat and it's not that good, just explain to her in detail how your mother would make it, and then she'll strive to be more like your mom, and that way you can train her well. It was kind of dry.
Dad, can you help me with that?
Your mother already told you what to do. This is just your DMV paperwork in your car.
Send them the money without all the forms?
No, the forms, you have to send the forms. It's like going to the bathroom. The job's not done till the paperwork's finished.
One is baseball, and the other is opera. Fortunately enough, they fall in different seasons. Opera is in the winter and baseball is in the summer. And people ask me, how can you like both? They are different. And I say, oh no, they are exactly the same thing. Opera is an epiphanic art. Now, you go to a baseball game and observe what happens in a baseball game many times. The pitcher has a ball, and then suddenly he hits the ball, and that is the epiphany. It's a show forth. Everything comes at that time. It's a moment of great action, and I find the similarity right there. So for me, I say this, when I retired, I would get a part-time job in a baseball stadium in the summer and then in an opera house in the winter, and that'd be heaven for me.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The Twins are trailing the White Sox 3-1 in the 5th. Put the out-of-town scoreboard here in a second, along with the rest of the turn back time. First pitch on the way to Travis d'Arnaud is 93-mile-an-hour sinker from Cronin, who's in. So on 1, the 0-1. Down and away, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. The pitch, swing, and that ball is rattled into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Travis d'Arnaud, there goes that man again. Leadoff single. And here comes Adam Duvall. Duvall last time up, blasted one. He had a 2-run shot to make the game 5-0. The first pitch to Duvall is swung on, chopped over to third. It's going to be a difficult play. Third baseman charges it, and it's going to be an infield hit for Adam Duvall. Have yourself a game, Mr. Duvall. Wow. He is absolutely doing it all tonight. The third baseman, Lopez, had a long way to go. He had to charge in to the infield. As the first pitch on the way to Michael Harris is a slow comebacker, and it's a slow developing 1-6-3 double play, but Michael Harris beats the play out. We'll have runners on the corners with just one down. Anderson got the ball and fired it first really quickly, but it was a slow developing one hopper to the pitcher. Adam Duvall now 2 for 4 on the night with the home run. First pitch on the way to Jared Kelenic, who's in to pinch hit for Fletcher. There's a swing and a foul back strike. It's 0-1. Kelenic has a chance to blow this one wide open. 5-0 your score. The 0-1 swung on, chopped foul back behind home plate. We'll do it again. So an 0-1 count. Braves lead it 5-0. The 0-2 kicks and fires, swing, and that ball's fouled back. Slider in on his hands. We'll do it again, 0-2. Please hit that like button and subscribe today. Braves Country Baseball comes your way all season long. The 0-2 pitch is in the dirt, swing and a miss, strike 3. Kelenic's down on strikes, but Money Mike was heading on down to first, and he'll get the stolen base. Pretty good throw by Fortes from his knees. Made that a lot closer than it should have been. So that'll bring Ronald Acuna Jr. to the plate. Acuna, first pitch on the way, swing and a miss, slider right down the pipe. It's 0-1. You consider how well this team's playing. They're 15-6, looking to be 16-6, and their 3 big hitters are not doing it. The 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. Ronald Acuna Jr. has just 1 home run on the year. He's hitting spots, and he's definitely still stealing bases at a great clip, but he's not playing the kind of ball that we know he can. The 1-1 inside, 94 miles an hour, 2-1. Then you've got Riley and Olsen struggling. There is no Ozzie Albies. News on Ozzie Albies, by the way. Saw during one of the breaks, they think he could be back as early as Friday. I don't think it'll happen, but he is already swinging a bat. The 2-1, down and away. Ball 3, 3-1. So a 3-1 count. Righty. Inside, ball 4. So patient at bat that time by Acuna, and he'll head on down to first. Good to see Ronnie not swinging at the first pitch. He's done that a lot the last couple of weeks. Just giving the bats away instead. He'll force the hand. The Marlins look like they'll stick with Cronin. But you got bases loaded, 2 outs. Ducks all over the pond. Orlando Arcia coming to the plate. Arcia takes a swat at the first pitch and dribbles it foul down the third base line. It's 0-1. Braves 5, Marlins nothing. Chance to really blow this one wide open. Ducks all over the pond. The pitch. Swing, and that ball's lifted high, but not quite deep enough. It's going to die into deep center field just before the warning track. Jazz will make the catch. F8 in your scorecard. Atlanta Braves 5, Marlins nothing. We head to the top of the 9th to close this baby out.
I can send you the address.
He didn't bring his phone, so...
Oh, I can give you the address.
No need.
Can't hurt.
Might hurt.
Armchair.
If the Hunger Games started on Monday, District 5 will have y'all done by Tuesday.
There's no way you can be serious. Ain't nobody messing with District 3. Straight out. Let's talk about it. Let's start at Texas. It has more guns than anybody else in the union. We straight with firearms. Arkansas has all of our resources. If you didn't know, that's where Walmart is headquartered at. We ain't shipping nothing out to nobody that ain't District 3. So resources. The Bible Belt, which is Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida, they gonna beat your ass and then pray for you. Straight up. Ain't nobody messing with them. And that's where all the hitters come from. So we're gonna send all them Floridians in early and take out whatever y'all got going on in the DMV, which ain't a lot of much. Be real. And if y'all try to invade 3, you're gonna have to come through North Carolina and Tennessee first. That's where all the rednecks are with all their bunkers just ready to blow up folks.
Bro, you're actually funny. I knew that. A lot of people know that. I'm okay. What's getting me is the actually.
So I used to date this guy. And he. Oh, I don't think I'm ready to talk about that yet.
Kelly and other carousing Chicago players were widely blamed for losing the championship to St. Louis in 1886. That winter, an exasperated Spaulding sold Kelly to Boston for the unheard-of sum of $10,000. Chicago fans were devastated, but Boston fans were so delighted they presented their new star with a house and a carriage drawn by 2 white horses in which to ride to the ballpark.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves, 5 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. Miami, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error. And Mr. Max Fried's back out there for the 9th inning. Otto Lopez takes the first pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1, 84 mile an hour out wide, 1-1. Luis Guillorme comes in to play second base. The 1-1 pitch. Swing, and that ball's chopped over to first. Olson's got it. Steps on the pillow. 1 away. Max Fried, have yourself a night so far. Love to see this man close this out. Can we just get him to pitch against the Marlins every time? Because he's been perfect against Miami this year. First pitch on the way from Fried to Fortes. It's right there at the knees on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch from Max. Swing, and that ball's grounded over to third. Riley's got this one. Rake will flip it to the ice house. 2 down. So 2 down. 1 out away. Max Fried at 89 pitches. He's got 6 strikeouts, no walks, and just the 2 hits allowed. First pitch on the way to Arias. Of course, that dirty bum will slap one into left field and get on for a 2-out single to keep the game and the inning alive. Luis Arias, thing that guy can do is he can slap a single to left. I don't think he'll make it to the Hall of Fame, but he'll make himself a heck of a career doing that. So 1 on, 2 outs, 90 pitches in, and Max will now face Brian De La Cruz. First pitch on the way to De La Cruz is a fastball swing and fouls it straight back. 96 on the black, outer edge here in the 9th inning. Wowza! It's 0-1. What a gem this has been. The 0-1. Max comes set. Darnode sets up down low. The pitch. Swing, and that ball's grounded over to short. Arcia's got it. Flips it over to first. And a 6-3 put out. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men. Beer for my horses. Do the gritty, baby. Braves 5. Marlins nothing. Braves Country tonight coming your way. We'll give you a first look at the Braves Country radio hat. We will be back in a flash. Get set for Braves Country tonight. Coming your way immediately. Don't go anywhere.
You're in Braves country.
Welcome into Braves country tonight as your Atlanta Braves win this one. Going away 5-0 your score. And honestly, if you've been watching the game, didn't really feel that close. 5-0 your score. And the Atlanta Braves will gain a game on the Philadelphia Phillies, it looks like. 8-1 in the ninth. The Phillies are batting with a couple of guys on, but there are 2 outs. So hopefully that score holds. See if we got any. We'll open up the phone lines here in a second. Let me get all that information out. Braves win this one 5-0. I think you got to give the game ball. Is it not? If it's not Max Fried, what do we do game balls for, right? The number to call, we'll put it on the screen here in 1 second, is 678-960-9700. That's 678-960-9700. And your Atlanta Braves win this one. I've got the new hat that we've been trying out, and Wife's actually been making it while the game's been going on. And this is the new hat. We're going to give one away in the month of May to Braves Country Club members. So join the country club today, and we're planning is to give one away. And we're probably going to give a few out throughout the summer to the country club members. Appreciate everybody joining the country club and help supporting the channel. It's just a basic hat, and it's got the Braves Country logo on there, and we'll get them out to y'all. And we're also going to put them up for sale. We haven't figured out a price point, but it's going to be very affordable. We're not trying to make a killing on them. We're more just trying to get something out to y'all that you would enjoy and would like. Max Fried, man. And of course, get ready for this all over social media. All the knuckleheads tomorrow morning be talking about, we got to extend Max. We got to extend Max. Whereas last week it was, we don't, let him go. It's a little bit in the middle. He dominated a really bad Marlins team, but he looked great. He looked absolutely great. So I'm not going to take that away from Max, but he did do it against a bad Marlins team. This is not one of the better offenses. We'll be a little more impressed if he does this against the Phillies or the Dodgers or one of those offenses. But anyway you cut it, it was a hell of a game. He was hitting his spots. He was placing. What I was most impressed with the entire thing was that he was placing his fastball and his sinker in and out, up and down all night long, and it was setting everything else up. And it'll be unbelievable. You get him rolling. I don't know if y'all saw this quote or not from Spencer Strider. It was either late last week or very early this week. He made the comment, he said, this team doesn't need me to win a World Series. And he's right. This team is so deep. Would we have loved to have Spencer Strider? Absolutely. But you see an outing like this from Max Fried, you see how good Ronaldo Lopez has been. Chris Sale, he still hasn't hit Chris Sale. For people who may not be familiar with Chris Sale and his work, Chris Sale has been leading up to what I think he can be. Chris Sale stays healthy, it's going to be a fun ride this summer. And Charlie Morton we don't need Charlie Morton to be Charlie Morton of 3-4 years ago. Just need him to eat innings, keep us in games all year long. And when we get to the playoffs, we'll see what the rotation looks like. But let's say he's starting in games. Those are not the games you're going to expect Charlie Morton to have to go 6-7 and dominate. You're going to be able to have a deep bullpen and go, Charlie, get us through 4. Get us to the 5th. If you get us through 5 and keep the score down, we're going to have a chance to beat anybody in baseball. And with this bullpen pitching the way they are and the offense, and once again, I know I'm beating a dead horse. We're doing this without Ozzie Albies and realistically without Riley and without Olsen and with a halfway version of what Ronald Acuna Jr. is. None of those guys are hit. And they're not all going to play lights out all 162 games. I get that. But to be missing all 4 of those bats realistically, meaning you don't have Ozzie at all, and the other 3 bats, Acuna, Riley, and Olsen, are not hitting their stride. To be missing all 4 at the same time and still have the best record in the National League, that's impressive. And I think if you ask everybody in the room, without the cameras on or whatnot, I guarantee you they would tell you we're not playing our best baseball. We're not even close to playing our best baseball. But yet, we're 16-6. And we have played some, don't get me wrong, we're playing the Marlins. We've been taking on the White Sox. I get it. But you got to play the schedule that's in front of you. And we're going to get tested this weekend against Cleveland. I would have after seeing this from Max, I would have loved to see him go against Cleveland on Sunday, and in theory he could on 4 days rest, but they're not going to do it. They're not going to push him back out there. But I would have loved to have seen what this Max Fried could do against Cleveland. But we'll have him next week in Seattle. And that's a decent offense as well. They're not playing great right now, but it's going to be another great matchup, and it's going to be another outstanding. This series wraps up tomorrow night. We have a chance for a sweep, and we've got Ronaldo Lopez on the mound. I forgot to turn that sign on. We got Ronaldo Lopez on the mound tomorrow. We got the bullpen obviously ready to deploy if any sign of danger comes. Because yes, Lopez will have gotten an extra day's rest, but sometimes it's always that old adage in sports, rust versus rest. So we don't know what he's going to look like at the end. At the end of what will that be, a 7-day rest? So he'll be pitching on the 8th day. But if there's any problems tomorrow, you're going to have Ronaldo Lopez being backed up by, I don't care what the statistics say, I'll take that bullpen over any bullpen in baseball. And we'll have a chance for a sweep tomorrow, and then we'll get the day off on Thursday and go back at it with Cleveland on Friday. Tomorrow is a 7:20 first pitch. They have not released yet. I'm sure they'll do it later tonight. They have not released yet who the Marlins are sending to the mound. So it could be they could be pulling a Braves where they're going to call someone up from AAA. We'll have to see who they end up bringing out there. But Braves win at 5-0. If you're just joining us, Max Fried pitched a complete game shutout. He went, not only did he improve to 2-0 on the year, and we know that he could have easily had some losses along the way he pitched beginning of the year. But not only did he have a complete game shutout, he's 2-0. He had, 6 strikeouts? Yeah, 6 strikeouts. Gave up 3 hits. And no walks. No walks is huge. And the Atlanta Braves come through. And honestly, if we were going to give a game ball to anybody on the offense, I mean, I'd have to lean with Adam Duvall. That home run was huge. That home run was absolutely enormous. And the Braves get a 5-0 win tomorrow. 7:21 pitch. We'll be back on the air. You should come on for the pregame show about a half hour before first pitch, about 6:50. And by then we'll know who the starting pitcher is. And they're expecting good weather, so there shouldn't be any problems there. And it'll take us into the NFL draft on Thursday, where we actually have the day off. For those of y'all who are interested in the NFL and want to do the draft, we are going to put the NFL draft board up so people have a place to, shoot the bull and react to the different draft picks on Thursday night, first round. We'll do it again probably Saturday afternoon. We can't do it at the same time that we're putting on the Braves game because you can't run two things on one channel. But that'll be the game plan this week. Tomorrow night, 7:21 pitch, and we get a chance for a sweep. Welcome to Braves Country Radio. Who do we got on the line tonight?
Hey, Mac, it's Brian.
Hey, Brian.
From Ohio.
What you know good, Brian?
Hey, I wanted to say, who was pitching for Atlanta tonight, and what did they do with Max? Because, man, holy cow. We need to see that again, of course. But
that's Max Fried from 2022. That's who that.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that guy since 2022.
Right.
I mean, he had a good year last year statistically, but he was gone for most of the year, so we really didn't get that version.
Yeah. I was also going to say, man, our bullpen has needed these last 3 games that has been pitched by the starters, not because they've been pitching bad or horrible, but they just needed that rest.
And
they really needed that rest.
Real quick, I do want to update everybody. Cincinnati won. So our lead will go back to 2. And if you're up late tonight, go Giants. They're playing the Mets tonight, and that should be a pretty good pitcher's duel as well, Severino versus Logan Webb. So things are going well in that aspect. Whatever happened with the Los Angeles leads 3-1 in the bottom of the 8th against Washington. I don't know how that happened because Patrick Corbin was on the mound for Washington. He was pitching well, and that guy's never pitched well. But anyways, back to the Braves. You got anything else to talk about tonight?
Yeah, I just think it's pretty incredible that, like, as banged up as we are and how well we're playing is just, I know it's only the beginning of the season, it's a long season, but
yeah, can we start the playoffs on Friday? Can we go and get this thing going?
Yeah. But that was just it.
You know, the other thing is, so when we get to the end of this week, we've got tomorrow night's game, and then we got the 3 games at home against Cleveland. And that's going to be a good barometer. But then we've got to go out on the road. And Max Fried pitching a complete game shutout tonight, that goes a long way to that long road trip that we're about to take. Because we got to go to Seattle for 3 next week. And then I believe we have that Thursday off. Yeah, we do. And then we stay out on the road, I believe. Let me double check, pulling it up right now. Yeah. Then we go to the Dodgers next. When is that? Is that next Friday? Next Friday night, we're at the Dodgers.
I did want to say this one more thing. I hope we keep Elder up, and I hope he takes that next step because we really need an extra arm, like a really good arm.
It'll be interesting to see what they do because if he pitches like he pitched the other night, he deserves it, right?
Yep.
But it doesn't feel like it's got anything to do with how they're pitching. It feels like they're trying to get 2 starts out of a guy and then send him back down. Now, once you send him back down, that guy's got to stay gone for 10 days before you can bring him up again. So the idea would be if you do send him down, you're essentially going to be gone. He's going to be gone for 2 weeks, and he would have a couple starts down on the farm, and then he would come back. If you did that, Darius Vines cannot come back. You'd have to go to probably Dylan Dodd. Would probably be the idea because right now AJ Smith-Shawver is being kept at 3 innings per outing for the foreseeable future because they're trying to set him up for the end of the year.
Yeah, and Vines had a rough game that last game too.
Right, he did, but the idea if you just wanted to go back to him, you can't go back to him because he was just used. Now what they may do with Elder, because they have the extra day off, because they have this Thursday off and they have next Thursday off, they may keep him up for at least one more start, and then you could send him down. But that would line him up to pitch against Cleveland on Sunday and sometime in that Los Angeles Dodgers series.
It'd really be nice to see one extra arm. That's all I'm saying. Like, really solid extra arm.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I think in a perfect world, they'd love to just run with the 5-man rotation. The problem that they have more than anything else is the innings that they're going to put on Sale, who's had injury problems, and Lopez, who he hasn't thrown more than 70 innings since 2019.
Right.
So that's why you're seeing them, because if they weren't concerned about that, and I was going to mention this in the pregame show, Brian Snitker's lying to you when he says we haven't thought about that. I've seen a couple of interviews, and they ask him about Lopez and his innings usage, and he's made the comment because we haven't even started thinking or talking about that. BS, because if that wasn't the conversation, the Ronaldo Lopez's, even with all the extra arms, he would have pitched tonight. But they pushed him back an extra day to use Max because they're worried about the innings that they're going to put on him.
So you're saying that both Sale and Lopez are going to be like more than your every 4 or 5 games? It's going to be stretched out longer than that? That's what I'm assuming you're saying.
Yeah, that's what it's looked like, and we've talked about this in the pregame show. I don't know if I've talked about it much in the postgame show, but the idea would be if you got 2 starts out of a guy, and then you send him down. So just like they did with Vines, right? Last week, he got the 2 starts. He pitched on Sunday night, right? And then Monday, it was Elder, right? Well, Elder didn't just take his spot in the rotation. Elder pitched the next day to give everyone an extra day off. But then on top of that, they gave Lopez what is essentially 2 extra days off. And when you count the day off, he's had 3 extra. He's pitched once. Tomorrow will be once in 8 days. Typically, you grab the ball once every 5 days. But they're doing that to try to keep the innings off of him. So the idea would be if they follow suit, and this is what has been talked about, Elder would pitch again on Sunday, and then whoever takes his spot would pitch on Monday, pushing everybody back a day again. And so I don't hate the idea for
he's not even pitching.
I'm sorry,
he's not even pitching once. I'm sorry, he's not even pitching once a week. Whereas a lot of starting pitchers will pitch twice a week. They can pretty much.
Right, exactly, and I mean that's what they're doing. They're treating him what he is. He's a guy that has come out of the bullpen. He's been in the bullpen. He has not pitched more than 70 innings in Major League Baseball since 2019. And for folks who have never been on the mound and don't really grasp that, it's kind of like what happened to Elder last year. He had never thrown over 100 innings, right? Well, eventually you just run out of gas. It's not all physical. Some of it's mental. It's a long grind of a season. And so the idea would be they would end up pushing back. Now, they could change it, and they could say, hey, we love what Elder's doing. We're getting an extra day off here and there. Maybe they keep Elder up for a third start, but you got to see what he does Sunday against Cleveland. Cleveland doesn't have the most explosive offense, but they are a good baseball team. To me, the big test would be if they believe in him enough to send him out there to the Dodgers series, that would be saying something. So, you got anything else before we jam out of here?
Nope, thank you.
All right, brother. It's good hearing from you. Call back anytime.
All right. All righty. Talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
If anybody else wants to call, real quick, the number to call is I almost gave my cell phone number. It's 678-960-9700, 678-960-9700. If not, we're going to wrap this up. Braves win 5-0. And if you're just joining us, Max Fried complete game shutout. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. We'll hit the scoreboard one more time around the league to get you caught up in the world of Major League Baseball. The Dodgers are leading 4-1 in the top of the ninth. They just scored another run over the Nationals. Mets and Giants are about to get underway in about 10 minutes. Phillies lost. Thank you, Cincinnati. 8-1 your win. By the way, Sanchez took the loss for Philly. Yankees 4-3 against the A's, top of the ninth. And what else do we have here? Twins have made it 3-2, so they're climbing back into that game. The game is in the seventh against Chicago. The Cubs, speaking of Chicago, 6-2 over the Astros. The Astros lose that, they're going to be 10 games under 500. They're going to be 7-17 on the year. Wow. Royals 3-2 over the Blue Jays in the seventh. Diamondbacks 14-1. 14-1 over the Cardinals in the sixth. It's only in the sixth. Mariners 4-0 over the Rangers in the sixth. Padres 4-1 over the Rockies in the third. And Orioles and Angels just getting underway. Guardians beat the Red Sox, so they still have the best record in baseball, along with Atlanta. And the Pirates 2. Brewers 1. Tigers held on and beat the A's 4-2. That's your out-of-town scoreboard. And this is Braves Country tonight. If you didn't catch Braves Country baseball pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play, make sure you tune in tomorrow night, 7:20 first pitch. And Ronaldo Lopez, the ace of the staff, goes to the bump for us. Y'all have a great night, Braves Country. We'll have more details on the hat giveaway in the very short future. Please become a Braves Country Club member, and we'll see you mañana. Braves win 5-0. Oh, baby, a complete game shutout. It feels like the Maddox era. We'll see you.